up with a new set of patients for the hospital, a new set of problems for the matron, Sister Gronia.
You have a huge number of patients here. Have you enough facilities to deal? I mean, obviously in terms of wards you don't, because they're out in the verandas.
No, they're on the verandas, they're under the beds, they're on the bed, they're every conceivable place. Even the premature nursery is now full of soldiers. Every place.
What sort of problems does this cause from the nursing point of view?
Well, it's very difficult. If you're overcrowding, it's very difficult to nurse the patients properly. I mean, for instance, doing dressings on patients under beds is very difficult. And I mean, if you have many of those, the nurses' backs are ready to break by the time they come to the end of them. And it is difficult. And
They seem to be very brave fellows, the patients themselves. Or
they are. They're very, very. I mean, they seldom complain. The only ones who complain are those who are getting better. When they're really sick, they never complain.
How are you managing to feed them?
Well, really it's the Red Cross are responsible for that. The feeding, I must say, hasn't been all that very good. But
how do you mean hasn't been all that good?
well, they haven't been able to get the things. You see, the season, the food that they eat most is yam, and the yam season has only come in recently. And before that, when the yams were scarce, everything, they couldn't get anything instead of it. But now when they have yam, it is better. But they only get fed once a day, one meal a day.
Surely it's very hard for people to recover from sickness on that sort of diet.
It is, but what we do is we give them free milk. We get free milk in from the Caritas and French Red Cross, and we give them milk as often as we can, and we stock fish.
Apart from these sort of problems of overcrowding, you have the problem of danger in terms of air raids. I see you have a lot of camouflaging around, and you have bunkers dug here for...
Well, since the day we were bombed, I mean, everybody is more or less a bit on edge, and almost every day we have planes, enemy planes passing overhead. But
the hospital itself actually was bombed.
It was actually, it was
bombed.
How did
that happen?
It happened, it was the 4th of September. It just happened one morning about 11 o'clock. Nobody was expecting anything. We heard all right that there was an enemy plane at us below, but we never suspected for a moment that we would be bombed. And about 11 o'clock, this MiG fighter just swept over the hospital, ran 3 times and strafed, and it happened so quickly. It was all over before we realised just how much damage had been done.
And how much had been done? Were people killed actually?
Oh, there were, I'd say up to about, in the marketplace, I'd say many were killed in the market. In the hospital, not so many, maybe up to about 15, but little children were killed.
And was damage done to the wards and to the buildings?
The children's ward was the worst. Children's ward got a rocket right through the roof. There was a mother and child killed in bed, and another child was killed in another ward, and another child was cut in half up behind the kitchen.
What happened to the hospital after this? How did the people react? Were they unwilling to...
Oh, that night, the morning time we had about 140 mothers and children. The night time there were 5. All had run to bush. They just lifted the children and ran to bush. They were terrified. But then gradually they came in the morning and evening for feeding. They would come in for feeding and disappear again, get their medicines and go home. But now they're all back. Things are back to normal.
Day after day in Biafra, the